Okay, Tom and I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk about this yet, so I'm just going to do this, share it with everybody, and hopefully it works. If you need me to adjust anything, I can. So just got this. I'm actually thinking about changing the background because I think it's kind of bland. But starting off, just goes to the playbook. The middle one, Relentless Ever, is what we're doing. So when you click, it highlights it. Just read through it just so they know what it is. Then first one pops up. So that whole page I have pasted, but each slide a new one pops up. So we thought the goal of this whole thing is to get them to know what it says, understand what it means, and then also reflect on their own behavior. So we're starting off just talking what Relentless Effort is, what this part of the playbook is, then going into each section, reading them and focusing on it. So the first one, starting with the positive mental attitude, read through this. When you click one more time, it underlines that one section. We will remove BCD. This is really the only place in the playbook that talks about BCD, so I wanted to make sure we focused on that a little bit. Then you go on to the next slide is about 2 examples of BCD. Basically the same thing, starts off with the same sentence. The kids just don't care anymore. But then the first one, they just keep complaining about it. And the second one, they're actually asking questions to try to solve problems. So it still sounds like complaining, but the second one is problem solving because it's why not? What am I missing? Maybe I should ask someone else what they do in class to deal with this issue. So it's find a way instead of just giving up. So just to clarify to them what BCD is and what it's not. Then they're going to be in groups already. They should be in groups of 4 or 3, whatever. The first thing is they're just going to rate their level of BCD. Hopefully they'll be honest with themselves and honest with the people around them, and just real quick round robin, just every person say what you would rate yourself. Then moving on, they're going to do another round robin. So the first thing, I didn't write round robin up there, maybe I should. But the second part, round robin, each person's going to get 1 minute to answer the next 2 questions that are going to pop up. So the first question is, what things about this job make you BCD? So they would get 1 minute each to talk about that. And then the next question is, how do you think your BCD affects the people around you? Again, 1 minute to talk about that. At the end of that, I was planning on having some people share at least the second thing, probably the first one too. But I think it's really important they start seeing how it affects the people around them if they don't already recognize it. Then the next part is to move from BCD to problem solving. Again, this is the only part of the playbook that talks about BCD, I think, so I thought we should do a little bit more on it. So I said stopping ourselves from BCD is one thing, but not allowing others to do it around us may be even more difficult. Remember, we are in this together, so we also need to help each other on the journey. And I wanted to put the in this together on there because this part right here, because that's part of our, the first one, the better together part. So continuous round table, 5 minutes. So they have one piece of paper per group, and they start with one person, they pass it around as they write answers on it. So each person will take turns writing one answer on the paper and continue passing until time is up. So then the question pops up. We're going to create a list of ways you can help others move from BCD to problem solving. So this can be phrases or actions. So I wanted it to be like people actually have conversation starters. When someone's BCDing, what can you say to them? Give them a few strategies to talk about. Same thing with actions. Could be walking away, could be coming up with a solution once the person leaves and giving it to them to show that you can problem solve instead of just BCD. So that's that. Then I just put this sign in there and talk about what I wanted to do is you're going to talk about the commitment you're going to make to eliminate BCD from your life. Just say it to everybody. We are making this commitment now. Then it goes back to this. So the positive attitude is still there. Click it again. The next one comes up. Never give up, persevere. Again, read it. This section highlights the embrace that struggle as a journey to the best version of you. So this section is really about not giving up. So I just wrote, just don't quit. If you just not quit, things will be different. So if they're going to think of something that you have quit in your life, try to find a work-related example, but personal examples work too. And I think sharing a personal example is a really good idea here. I was going to use the fact that I kept trying to read for 10 minutes before I go to bed at night, and I have quit that multiple times. And then everyone, I wanted, again, another quick round robin. Everyone share with their group the thing they quit. So start with person 1 and just go. Share, this is what I quit, this is what I quit. Don't give reasons, just share it quickly. Now, after they've done that, I want them to think the reasons why they quit. Then, round robin, 1 minute each. And answering these two questions. What excuses did you make to justify quitting? Because everybody does. I make them with my reading. And then next, where do you think you would be now if you never quit? What would you have accomplished with that thing? How would your life be different if you never quit, whatever you said you quit? Okay, moving on from there to exceed your limits. Again, it highlights something. There we go. We look for challenges that will take us forward. So instead of shying away from problems, we look for challenges that make us better. And then this is where I want them to actually create a goal. So this might be a little more in depth and something that they're going to continue doing. So I want them to partner with someone they trust. So we're going to get away from the random groups that we created, and they get to now choose someone that they actually trust and can connect with. And they can be in groups of 3 or 4 if needed. On their own, they're going to make a list of things they want to consider using as their goal. So they are actually making a goal to get better at. They're going to have 5 minutes to write this list down. So on a piece of paper, they're just going to list, these are the things that I might want to try to get better at. Then they're going to decide who partner A and partner B is. Partner A is going to read the list to partner B, give them a short explanation for each one. So I want to improve on this area of my life and why I want to get better at that area of my life. Partner B will then give feedback after the whole list is read. So we'll sit there and listen to the whole list. Partner B will then give feedback. Oh, I like that one. I think that one would be hard right now. No, this one really I think would make a big difference. So let's do that. And then they decide together which one they're going to pick. And they're actually going to create a SMART goal for the chosen area of focus. So if my area is to start reading before bed every night, my SMART goal is to do it 3 times a week, or on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or something like that. Like some specific goal. It's got to have numbers to it. They got to be able to measure it. So just make sure that they actually create those goals for them. And then they're going to switch roles, and partner B is going to do the same thing. So this one might take a little bit of time, but I think this one's pretty important. And then we go to the next thing. Groups are now expected to hold each other accountable for achieving their SMART goal. Talk to each other regularly. Make a calendar invite to check in with each other's progress, and start with a positive attitude. Again, trying to focus on what we're talking about. Start with a positive attitude as you embark on this journey of improvement. Don't let each other give up so you can exceed your limits. And then this pops up. This is one of the things that was highlighted. It's at the top of the playbook for these pages. And I just wanted to put it up here. Go as hard as you can for as long as it takes. So with these goals, even if they don't meet them right away, we want them to keep going. And then the outcome is listed there as well. So if you want me to change anything, let me know. But that's what I got.